How's it going, everybody? Robin here. Welcome to my channel, Oracle Rising. I always introduce myself according to the channel that I'm working on. Just in case you guys didn't know, I have two. I have this one to help you on your spiritual path, hopefully provide you with some ascension tips and growth and learning, knowledge, camaraderie, family. And then I have my tarot channel, which is Aries Fire Tarot. So that's why I always introduce my channel. So anyway, guys, I'm sitting here today to talk about empaths. And just as I'm starting to talk, Lacey is going to do a barge. So here she comes. So there's a bunch of different kinds of empaths. Oh, she laid down before she got here. So I wanted to talk about them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different types of empaths. So I have empathic abilities, and sometimes it can feel like a curse, not a blessing. Sometimes people can think that they've got something wrong with them psychologically, and they can be treated that way by the medical community and by their family and friends, kind of looking at you like you're some kind of freak show, because it's my experience that the same way that light workers are distributed around the world and around the crystal grid, the same is true for empaths. Can you guys hear Lacey yawning? She's like, wants to steal the show. Like, hello. So anyway, I'm going to talk about this different types of empaths, give you a little bit of an information session on that, and you guys can let me know what type of empath that you suspect that you are. If I've missed anything, go ahead and put it down below in the comments. And you guys have been emailing me at oraclerising2@gmail.com with your comments and suggestions, and I love that. So yeah, keep it coming. And remember to subscribe if you're not currently subscribed, guys. So the first empath I'm going to talk about is the claircognizant. And this is the person, this style of empath, they have that BS radar, okay? You cannot get anything past a claircognizant empath. For me, I feel like I have this ability because I know when somebody's lying right away. They don't have to provide any sort of evidence. I already know. I just have like a feeling of like, this is just, it's radiating with garbage, you know? So you recognize the truth immediately. And you can see this in people. You can see it in news broadcasts, you know. You can sense it in environments. This is also very, I'm getting the guidance to tell you guys, you can sense the truth of a situation. Like you could get that like spidey sense feeling when you're walking into a scenario that might not necessarily be 100% safe for you, even though it looks safe, or somebody is telling you it's safe. You can see the truth in that situation. So, and this can be very challenging for people because you want to call somebody on their crap and they say, well, prove it. You know, and you don't have to prove it to yourself. And if you think that you're in a situation with somebody that's lying, or a situation that doesn't resonate with reality and clarity and truth and honesty, just get yourself out of it. Like, you don't need to explain that to anybody. You already know the vibrations that you're receiving. You're very wide open when it comes to you know, high vibrational and low vibrational energies, and your body is ringing with it. So you'll probably not be able to keep that look off your face when somebody's trying to pull one over on you. You'll go, right? And then people will get all flustered and offended, but you know the truth, and you know when it is not being spoken to you. So I love that one, and I can sense it from a mile away. It's like, don't even bother. You know, so if you guys have that feeling, you're right. Like, I just want to say that you're not being paranoid, like, because gaslighters will flip it back onto you. Oh, you're just being crazy. Maybe you need to see somebody. This is an empathic ability, okay? Especially if you're combined with a light worker. Okay, this one I have too. I don't have all of these, but I want you guys to let me know which one like rings for you, rings your bell. Emotional, you can feel the emotions of others. Man, this one hits me so hard. And I have discussed like how to shield yourself as an empath in previous videos, because I talk about this quite a bit because it's super important. This is an extrasensory gift that a lot of people have that most of society wants to squash down, okay? Because they just don't believe it. They think I think I said it already, they think you're a freak. So for me, I know when I know where their emotions are on the scale. Somebody can send me a text message and the first thing I'll say to them is, are you okay? Because I know that there's something wrong. I know that there's something bothering them, or they're sad. I know when people are just about to phone me, because I get that emotional pulse from them. And this is also what makes me a really extra sensitive tarot card reader, especially when I do private readings, because I can sense the emotions of other people and I pick up on their energy and I can read it for them. So, but that's another story. Feeling the emotions of others can be incredibly difficult. Being next to people that are alive with joy and blissfulness, like just to give you a scenario, like if you go to any sort of a live event, and I'm not talking about sports or something that is very traumatic or tragic. I'm talking about music concerts. I can handle those type of live events because the emotion is generally very, very high. But if I go to like a hockey game where people are angry and they want everybody on the ice to fight, I can't handle that. It's too overwhelming for me because there's a different type of energy in the crowd. So I usually don't go to stuff like that, or I excuse myself and just leave, because you need to protect yourself so hard when you're an empath, okay? So being able to feel the emotions of others, and this is like it happens at the grocery store, it happens when I'm walking down the street, it just doesn't matter. I can feel it and I'm like, whew, I have to really put my boundaries up, or I ask the other person, depending on how well I know them, if I can bless them with sharing my positive energy. So that's two. All right, so the physical empath, your body receives physical information from other people's bodies. Fascinating. I do not have this ability. So I would say that, here comes Lacey. I would say that this is more prevalent in people that are healers, okay? And I'm talking about shamanic healers or energy healers, or people that choose to become doctors and they have these hunches, what is wrong with people by sort of viewing symptoms and stuff like that. So let me know if that pertains to you. I don't get that sort of information. I get the emotional and then the BS radar from people. So I find that really interesting. But I don't know anybody that is that type of empath, but that sounds like it would be really painful. And that's probably where this twin syndrome comes in. If one twin is in pain, the other one is in pain. It's because they share that DNA structure. So they're going to feel everything that is going on with their twin. And I have Lacey slowly encroaching on my space. So I'm going to pause. Hold on. She was very, very resistant. Okay. Just so you guys know, she did not want to leave. So I find that one really fascinating. And again, that probably is what draws people into becoming a healer of some sort. So the next one, this says fauna, okay? These are animal whisperers. These are people that understand animals. They can have conversations with them. There's that famous Dr. Dolittle. Is it a story? I think it's just a story, but there are people like that. And you want to look at people that just have really close relationships with animals that seem to understand them. Animals do speak to us. They just don't use the same language. So, like, I can understand my own dog because I spend all my time with her, right? So I understand her body language. I understand her facial expressions. But At large, I don't really have that ability. I can sense their emotions, but anyway, this is not about me. So these are people that probably go into like animal rescue, or they want to be a veterinarian, or, you know, a physical therapist for dogs. You know, you can really take this gift of your empath ability and turn it into a career. And because it's already built into your DNA, you can make something out of it. You don't have to let your empath abilities cripple you. You can conquer them. And I think I said a different word there, but it was an accident. So anyway, you know, you can do something with it. And again, you could have this when you're growing up and say, oh yeah, well, the cat said this to me the other day. And your parents look at you as if you're like totally gone off your rocker. And then you stop talking about it. Okay, so this is why it's very important to find forums and communities of people that understand you. When I first became aware of myself being an empath, I joined a community. But I outgrew it. So now I'm talking about it to other people. So the flora empath, and this is the type of person that communicates with plants. And again, like, people are going to think you lost your mind. Like, why are you over there talking to the flowers? Even though it is widely understood that speaking to flowers gives them the energy that they need to grow. Okay, so... But there's people on a whole nother level that understand plants, okay? And again, plants have a language. Everything around us is energy. So this is probably a big one because people think, well, it's just a plant, you know? But it's not just a plant. It's a living, breathing organism, and you resonate with it. So again, you could do something really powerful. And actually, it just clicked with me that my friend Enrique that I talk about, I met him initially in this Empath for Beginners group, and we became really solid friends, and he works with flowers all the time. So it just dawned on me now at this moment, and I'm going to have to let him know that he is a flora empath, which is fascinating. He's always posting pictures of, you know, the arrangements that he created, and they're beautiful, but he has this relationship with flowers that just, like, I don't really care. You know, if there's a plant in my house, I'll probably kill it, so don't bring me plants. So then there's this other really, really fascinating one. Really fascinating. It's a geomatic empath, and this is somebody that connects to the earth. They can read the earth, okay? So you might have people that go into like being a geologist or possibly even an archaeologist. You know, something that really goes into honoring the earth and learning more from the earth. And I think more people would have this ability if we weren't in a generation where we wear shoes all the time. Because wearing shoes and not having our feet touch the earth blocks us from Schumann's resonance to a certain degree. And there is an energetic force field emanating from the earth that is meant to charge us, which is why people never wore shoes, and which is why some cultures still do not wear shoes. Okay, so this is really important for you guys. Fascinating. Like, they could go into like reading the weather because it's all connected. So if you feel like you're having conversations with Mother Earth, you're not crazy, okay? It is an ability, and you're reading, you have this finely tuned ability to read the energy from a specific source, either other people, plants, or animals, the earth itself. We have the mediumship type of empath, and this is somebody that can talk to spirits, okay? So, sorry, I have a hair in my eyelashes driving me crazy. So, I have this ability, but I didn't know about it when I was a kid. And I had some properly scary scenarios happen, okay? And it was something, again, I shared with my parents and adults. And they just basically booted me out of the room. So between that negativity and being terrified, you know, it was like, I see dead people, but I don't want to, and I didn't know what was going on. So they were coming to talk to me, and I have done some readings for people that I'm very close to. where they had somebody very important in their life pass away. And I just saw angel number 444, you guys. I call out angel numbers so you guys can pay attention to them and research them and see what that message is. So anyway, I have done messages from departed loved ones through tarot for people, but it takes every single ounce out of me to do them. I usually end up sobbing my way through them. So it's not anything that I particularly call on for myself. I know a lot of you have this ability that you can see your spirits, like spirits from people that are on the other side of the veil, and you have really nice relationship with your ancestors and whoever else shows up. Of course, there are people that read Ouija boards. There are mediums. I find that this can be the type of thing that a lot of people are skeptical about. As with any sort of other industry, I think you really need to look for somebody that is sort of valid and they are not just out to take your money. Because it's something that is beyond a lot of people's vision. It takes a lot of trust and faith to put that into people. Like if you really want to reach through to the other side of the veil. So you might want to look for somebody that is very sincere. If you want to talk to somebody in the spirit world, just read reviews, you guys. It's going to say everything. And again, as an empath, you're going to trust who is real and who is fake, okay? That's a tough one. I just give so much credit to people that have that skill and are not afraid of it. I find it exhausting. It does take a lot of energy to channel people from the other side of the veil. So I'm just going to move on. And the next one is the telepathic. Okay. And this is not a gift that everybody wants. Reading people's thoughts. There's a lot of crazy people out there. There's a lot of sad people out there. There's a lot of angry people out there. And I find right now, as we're stuck in the 3D matrix, there's a lot of people with their energy just in the basement, so I wouldn't want to be able to read somebody's mind. It's hard enough reading somebody's emotions, People's thoughts are dark. And this is not just people that are going through a dark night of the soul, or they're just wherever, a psychopath or something like that. This is everybody has dark thoughts. Everybody. You know it yourself. You have your inner saboteur, and sometimes we think unflattering things about people. Everybody does this. Even the most spiritual people I know, they still have that type of thought. So anyway, the telepathic empath, if you feel like you can read somebody's mind, you probably are. So I find these all very fascinating. I recognize myself in some of these, but not all of them. And I have never known a geomatic, flora, or fauna empath in life. So if you guys are one of those or any of them, let me know down below in the comments. I hope this helped you. Of course, you can research yourself and find your own things out. I'm here to present something for you guys to pull the thread, as I always say, and keep on going on your path. So anyway, I'm going to go let Lacey OUT now, because she's been a very good girl waiting for mommy to finish the video. So guys, I'll see you around. Bye.